Hello and welcome back. I'm Estrella, your lovely host. Today I bring you a story that is a very disturbing one. I'll dub the story, Why Won't You Smile Back? Of Tale of a Disturbing Image and Smiles. Let's get into it. Bradley Robertson is a 30-year-old male. He worked as a freelance editor, editing pictures, books, scripts, you name it. He has a girlfriend named Chelsea, and she did screenwritings for a popular motion picture production company. They met at a Comic-Con. Aside from being big Marvel nerds, they had a lot in common. And she was dressed as Storm, and he was dressed as Gambit. They live in an apartment, relatively nice and modern, and he has a dog named Gigi, and she has a cat named Egg Salad. Absolutely love it when cat owners have the most unhinged names for their cats and dog owners have just normal names for their fur babies. It just makes me giggle. Let me know down in the comments if you have any pets and what they are and their names. His mother and father, Lillian and Charles Robertson, both work in a factory that makes marshmallows. They all live in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and they both bring Bradley marshmallows that didn't pass inspection. There were some that were too small, some that were too large, ones that stuck together to form a magnificent amalgam of sweet goodness. I would absolutely love that. And when I was growing up myself, my parents worked at a cheese factory, and they would do the exact same thing. They even brought me string cheese that was about 2 foot long. And talking about marshmallows, it would be sweet if you liked, shared, subscribed, and hit that noti bell. It was around 2 a.m. when Bradley was working late on a freelance project. He never was into the internet urban legends of all the creepypastas that involved haunted images or cursed files. They just felt like lazy fiction for bored teens. Then he got an email from an unrecognized address. No subject line, no message in the body, just an attachment that read smile.jpg. He hovered over it, debating on whether to click it or not, and he remembered the stories: a haunted image, a demonic dog with human teeth, and a twisted, wide grin. It was said that the people who viewed this photo went mad or even went as far as unaliving themselves. And he just laughed to himself with a ridiculous notion that it was a real thing and it really happened to people. So he clicked it. And at first the file didn't open. Instead his laptop screen just flickered and then shut off. Then, like some sort of jump scare, it was the dog. It was way worse than he had imagined. The background looked like a cheap, damp basement, red-stained wall behind the dog like blood splatter. Its eyes weren't natural. They looked intelligent and knowing, like somehow the picture was aware it was being seen and who was seeing it. And that smile, oh, that smile. His laptop just suddenly crashed, just shut all the way off, and he sat there frozen in fear in his skin, cold and damp. He couldn't sleep that night. Every time he would close his eyes, he saw it, that horrible smile and that dog. It felt like he was behind his eyelids just watching him try and sleep. It was 3:33 a.m. when his phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number saying, "Why won't you smile back?" He didn't respond. He couldn't get himself to, so he turned his phone off and just chucked it across the room. The next night is when the dream started. It was always the same one. He's in his apartment, but everything is in grayscale. The air smells damp and of wet copper, and claws clicking across the tile, and a low growl saying, "Spread the word." Bradley woke up every morning with a nosebleed. I absolutely hate getting woken up by nosebleeds. It's always a mess, and it's just annoying to deal with first thing when you wake up. But his eyes stung, and sometimes he swears he hears his dog growl at him when he's not looking. And trust me, he tried to delete the image, but it's still there. Sometimes it'll replace other photos in his gallery, which is bad for business. He's lost one of his projects and he's working on for the past few weeks and replaced with this horrifying thing. It even once printed itself on its home computer. He hadn't touched that thing for years, but he had to dispose of it so quickly so his girlfriend didn't see the horrors that was smile.jpg. He can't let this happen to her too. And that night, he got another message from the same unknown number. One more day, and then you will smile forever. He's not sure what that means, but we all encourage you, Bradley, myself, the foundation. If you get that file, do not open it. Don't look at the dog, and whatever you do, don't smile back. This image is still circulating through the internet, so just be careful out there and don't open any weird messages. I've actually gotten that exact email once, and of course, I didn't open it. I might be as curious as the next person, but you know what they say curiosity killed the cat. And I won't give myself the satisfaction to find out what happens because I won't be brought back. There has also been several people amongst Site 30 that had gotten the email. Only one person that I know of personally opened it against their better judgment. They're now locked away in containment center. Lots of pillows, if you know what I'm referring to. Small Dog's origins are still unknown, but there are some things we do know about this entity. It is believed to be a demonic creature resembling a grinning Siberian husky, and whoever sees this entity will generally ask what it wants, to which it will reply spread the word, when it appears in said person's dreams. What it means by this is it's basically blackmailing the person to spread the file to other people, to which that is the only way to get rid of this curse, unfortunately. And if the dog's wishes are not granted within 3 days, the picture will mutate and deform, depicting a much more disturbing and demonic form, amplifying the already terrifying powers to a whole new level and just worsening the nightmares of his victims. Smile Dog is very persistent, able to haunt his victims in their dreams for months, even years after, until they spread the word or unalive themselves, which the latter is more happening much more often. The victim will avoid sleep altogether, resulting in death or malnourishment, which the extreme fear causes them to neglect their own health. It has also been allegedly said that after a extremely long period of resistance, Smile Dog will manifest itself into the real world and torment the victim in the real waking world, as well as their dreams. If resistance is still a factor, then Smile Dog itself will end the victim's misery. It has been said that the Smile Dog drags his victim's soul to heck with him once he's done with them. Guys, yeah, this story was definitely something. I'm just getting the heebie jeebies just thinking about it. But I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed this case for the most part. But the moral of the story is once again, don't open weird emails. Let us know in the comments about your thoughts and feelings of what creepypasta you'd like to see in a case file for the next story. Be safe, courteous, and polite out there. Until next time. And remember, stay anomalous.